You are a nice... Which word goes in here? You are a nice people, peoples, person, or persons. Which one do you think is the right answer? Well, in this lesson, I'm going to tell you the difference between these words in English. Hey, if you like getting tips like this, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel right down there. Okay, so the answer is you are a nice person. You are a nice person. Why is it person? Well, because we're talking about one, right? So we use the word a. Okay, if this word is here, you know it's going to be person, not people. But the word you in English has two meanings. It can mean one person, which is singular, okay, or it can mean many people, which is plural. Okay, so one person is singular and more than one person is plural. Okay, so I could say, would you like some coffee? Okay, would you like some coffee? But if I ask this group of people, it's the same thing. Would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? Okay, so it's the same thing. Now, in this situation, very often in English, we use the word guys. Okay, would you guys like some coffee? Would you guys like some coffee? Now, the word guys in English also has two meanings. Okay, it can mean man. Like sometimes you hear people say guys and girls. Okay, guys and girls. That means men and women. Okay, so the word guys traditionally means like men, but nowadays we use the word guys to talk about, more than one person. Even if all these people are women, we can still use the word guys. Okay, so here it might be more natural to say, would you guys like some coffee? Would you guys like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? Okay, but you can say, would you like some coffee for both? Okay, so the word you can be singular or plural. So you are a nice person. Okay, you are a nice person. You are nice people. Okay, if you're talking to a group, more than one person, you say you are nice people. Look, we don't have the word a here. If it's one person, right, then we use a. If it's a bunch of people, then we don't use a. Okay, that's the difference between plural and singular in English. Okay, so now I'm going to make things a little bit more complicating. If you are a beginner student, don't worry. Just remember, one person, two or three people. Okay, but if you are intermediate or advanced, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Look at this. You are a nice people. You are a nice people. Is that right or wrong? Well, it could be right. It could be right because the word people also has two meanings. Everything has two meanings. I don't know why. Okay, the word people can mean these people here, but the word people can also mean a people group. Okay, if you say a people, that means a people group. Okay, for example, Brazilians are a nice people. Brazilians are a nice people. We're talking about the people group. We're talking about like their nationality. The kind of people that they are. They're Brazilians, okay? So we can call Brazilians a people. A people, okay? So we can say Brazilians are nice people, okay? You would use this for normal talking, right? If you just want to talk about Brazilian people, you can say Brazilians are nice people. But you can also say this, Brazilians are a nice people. If you are talking about like the group, if you're talking about their nationality, okay? But take a look at this. John and Jane are nice people, okay? That's fine. But you can't say this, John and Jane are a nice people. Because John and Jane are not a people group. They're not like a nationality, right? Like Brazilians. Brazilians are a nationality, right? John and Jane are just two people, okay? Now, I don't want you to get confused, right? It's just very easy. One person, two people, right? That's really all you need to know between person and people, but I just am trying to make it a little bit more challenging for you because sometimes you see words that you think, what does that mean? Why is that word there? For example, persons. Persons. Have you ever seen that word? Well, you will see this word a lot in English writing in like official documents, like government documents, or on signs. Okay, now it's just an old English word that means people. That's it. Persons just means people. You know, like I said, you'll see it on official documents. It's Old English. We don't say persons in like spoken English. We say people. Right? That's normal English. This is not normal English, but you will see it sometimes in English writing. Okay, let's take a look at some examples. Okay, pool capacity 24 persons. What does that mean? Well, that means the swimming pool can only hold 24 people. Okay, you can't put more people in the swimming pool. You can't put like 50 people in the swimming pool. Its capacity is only 24, right? So that means only 24 people maximum can go into the swimming pool. Okay, now let's take a look at another sign here. Okay, no access for unauthorized persons. No access for unauthorized persons. What does that mean? Well, it just means people. No access for people who are not allowed into some place. For example, you might see this in a restaurant on the kitchen door. Okay, when you go to a restaurant, you can't just walk into the kitchen where everyone is working, right? That's not allowed. Only the staff who work at the restaurant can go into the kitchen, right? So you might see a sign like this, no access for unauthorized persons. Okay, that means people. Okay, let's look at another sign. Blind persons cross here. Blind persons cross here. Okay, a blind person is a person who cannot see. They can't see, okay? So this just means blind people. Blind people cross the street here. The blind people can cross the road at this location. I'm not sure how blind people would read this sign, so maybe this sign is useless, I don't know. Unless this sign is written in Braille. In Braille, okay? Maybe it's written in Braille. Maybe blind people can read this sign. Braille is the writing system for blind people. It's those little bumps. What's this? Virus definitions update. Means I'm safe from viruses. I hate pop-ups like this. You know what a pop-up is? A pop-up is something that pops up on your computer when you don't want it there. Right? So I don't want this to come. It just suddenly popped up. I hope it goes away. I don't want to end this lesson, so maybe I'll just let it hang out right here in the corner. You'll see. Oh, it went away on its own. Okay, so let's take a look at one more sign. Okay, notice, no persons under 21 allowed. That means no people under 21 years old allowed. Okay, so very often in English you'll see the word persons in writing on signs or in government documents. Okay, so persons just means people. That's it. Simple. We don't use this word in spoken English. We use people, right? It makes more sense to say people instead of persons. Now look at this. This is sort of a strange sentence that you might hear sometimes in English, okay? Keep your ID on your person at all times. Keep your ID on your person at all times. What does that mean? On your person. Well, you might see this in like an airport or a police station or somewhere sort of an official place in English. You won't really hear it in speaking. You'll see it in writing. Okay? So what this means is keep your ID with you at all times. Okay, keep it with you. Maybe in your pocket, maybe in your backpack. Okay, but just keep it with you. Keep it on your person. On your person just means on you or with you. Okay, on you and with you mean the same thing. On you means like, in your pocket, right? Like I could say, do you have your wallet on you? Do you have your wallet on you? Yeah, then you could say, yes, it's in my pocket. Okay, or I could say, do you have your wallet with you? Okay, so with and on both mean the same thing. But when you say it like this, on your person, then it's always on. Okay, so like I said, this is a sort of a strange sentence in English. You might see it in like an official place, but we don't really use it in spoken English. Okay, so now I told you that people means nationality. It can mean this, right? Like, look, we are one people. Like I could say, Canadians are one people. We are one people. Okay, so it's one thing, right? We're talking about nationality, not many different people. Okay, so this is also a possible word in English. Peoples. Okay, it means more than one people group, right? Maybe we're talking about Brazilians, Canadians, Indians. Okay, so then we're talking about peoples. Okay, that's one people, that's another people, that's another people, many peoples. Okay, like take a look at this example. When European explorers discovered the Americas, they encountered new peoples. New peoples. That means like Mayans, Aztecs, different kinds of people groups. Okay, we can call that new peoples. Peoples. Okay, take a look at this. There are many people in Europe. Okay, there are about 741 million people in Europe. That's the population of Europe. Okay, then we're talking about the people. But here, there are many peoples in Europe. There are many peoples. Okay, here we're talking about the different people groups, right? Germans, Hungarians, Italians, Albanians, right? So many different peoples in Europe. Okay, so does that make sense? Here we're talking about the individual people, but here we're talking about the different groups of people. I hope that makes sense. Now take a look at this word, persons. Persons. This is a very common word in English and it has a very simple meaning. Look at this. Look at that person's hair. look at that person's hair. Hey, maybe I should get hair like that. If I got hair like this, I'm sure I would have more subscribers here at Mad English TV. But it might be hard for me to grow hair like that. Let me know. Should I have hair like this? If I get hair like this, do you think I will get more subscribers here at Mad English TV? Maybe. Who knows? Okay, but look at this. This S here, apostrophe S. That means that's showing possession in English. Like my, yours, his, right? Look at that person's hair. Look at that man's hair. So that man's hair, the guy's hair, right? If you're talking about someone's shirt or their shoes or anything that they own, then you need to put apostrophe S, right? Let's say his name is Jim. Look at Jim's hair, okay? So that's pretty easy, I think. But look at this, peoples. Okay, peoples. Well, that's the same meaning. It's the same thing, right? Look at this. The king gave into the people's demands. The king gave into the people's demands. Gave into. Give into is a phrasal verb that means to yield. To yield. Okay, maybe the people are saying, we want lower taxes. We want lower taxes. And then the king might say, okay, I'll give you lower taxes. Okay, so then the king is giving into the people's demands. Okay, so here we're talking about more than one person, right? There might be 50 people, there might be 100 people, right? So the king gave into the people's demands, right? Now, take a look at this. The king gave into the people's demands with the apostrophe on this side of the S. Is that right or wrong? Well, this could also be right. It could be right. Maybe there are more than one people group all saying, we want change. We want change. Maybe this group of people and that group of people. Okay, for example, look at this map. Okay, this is a map of the Roman Empire. Okay, look at all these different peoples, right? This is a people, this is a people, that's a people. Okay, so let's imagine a few of these peoples, they come together and they go to Rome and they go to the emperor and they say, we want something. I don't know. I don't know what these people want. Okay, let's say they're demanding something. Okay, then we could say the emperor gave into the people's demands. Okay, the many different people groups. Okay, so this might seem a little bit complicated, right? But it's not. It's just sort of, just keep trying. Just keep trying and you will understand this apostrophe. A lot of people, even native English speakers, get confused. Does the apostrophe go here or does it go here? Don't worry too much about it. I just wanted to teach you the different meanings of the word people, peoples, person, persons. Hey, if your brain is fried, smash that like button right down there. Fried means confused and tired. Your brain is just, my brain is fried. Like if you've been learning English for like 5 hours, especially English grammar, your brain is probably fried and you need to relax and take a rest. Okay, just remember, one person, two people. That's it. That's all you need to remember from this lesson. Hey, let's do some homework. I want you to make a sentence with one of these words. Okay, person, people, persons, or peoples. Okay, pick one of these words and try to make a sentence with it and post your sentence right down there in the comments. Hey, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.